Once Upon a Time in Wonderland is an American fantasy drama series that aired on ABC from October 10, 2013 to April 3, 2014. It was created by Edward Kitsis, Adam Horowitz, Zack Estrin, and Jane Espenson for ABC Studios. The program is a spin-off of Once Upon a Time and aired on ABC at 8:00 p.m. Eastern/7:00 p.m. Central on Thursday nights in the 2013-14 television season beginning October 10, 2013. The series is based around the Lewis Carroll novel Alice's Adventures in Wonderland but with a different twist from the other adaptations and takes place in the same universe as Once Upon a Time in present-day Wonderland, with flashbacks to pre-Dark Curse Wonderland. As such, it follows the same setting as the parent series, including the use of Disney and Lost-related allusions. In addition, the series features occasional crossover episodes with Once Upon a Time that involves connections with the characters that are trapped in Storybrooke, Maine. On March 27, 2014, it was revealed that the series would be ending after one season, with the series finale airing on April 3, 2014. On April 1, 2014, it was reported that Michael Soccer was in talks to reprise his role as Will Scarlet Knave of Hearts as a series regular in the fourth season of Once Upon a Time. On April 20, 2014, it was confirmed that Michael Soccer will become a regular for Season 4 of the parent series. Premise: in a Victorian London-type world, the young and beautiful Alice tells a tale of a strange new land that exists on the other side of a rabbit hole. An invisible cat, a hookah-smoking caterpillar, and playing cards that talk are just some of the fantastic things she's seen during this impossible adventure. Believing Alice to be insane, her doctors aim to cure her with a treatment that will make her forget everything. Alice seems ready to put it all behind her. Especially the painful memory of the genie Cyrus, with whom she fell in love before losing him forever. But deep down, she knows this world is real. Just in the nick of time, the sardonic Knave of Hearts and the irrepressible White Rabbit save her from a doomed fate. Now Alice is determined to find Cyrus while evading the plots of Jafar and the Red Queen, all the while dealing with the whimsical dangers of Wonderland, including the infamous Jabberwocky. Cast and characters. Main cast: Sophie Lowe as Alice, Michael Soccer as Will Scarlet Knave of Hearts, Peter Gadiot as Cyrus, Emma Rigby as Anastasia Red Queen, Naveen Andrews as Jafar, John Lithgow as Percy the White Rabbit. Recurring cast: Johnny Coyne as Dr. Lyjot Ben Cotton as Tweedledum, Heather Duxen as Sarah, Keith David as the Cheshire Cat, Marty Finocchio as Tweedledee, Brian George as the Sultan Old Prisoner, Whoopi Goldberg as Mrs. Rabbit, Lauren McKnight as Elizabeth Lizard, Iggy Pop as the Caterpillar, Zuleika Robinson as Amira, Peter Sargent as the Jabberwocky, Garwin Sanford as Red King, Sean Smith as Edwin. Production and casting: in February 2013, Kitsis and Horowitz, along with producer Zack Estrin and Jane Espenson, developed a spin-off focusing on Lewis Carroll's Wonderland. The show will include new characters, such as Amal, described as exotic, soulful and optimistic. And the Knave, a sardonic adventurer, a man of action, a loner and a heartbreaker. On March 28, 2013, it was announced that Sophie Lowe would portray the lead role of Alice. It was also announced that Peter Gadiot would play her love interest, Cyrus, who has a background. Michael Soccer will portray the Knave of Hearts. Barbara Hershey, who has appeared as Cora, the Queen of Hearts, in the main series, may also appear in this spin-off reprising the same role in backstories. Also, during the month of April, Paul Reubens was cast as the voice of the White Rabbit and Emma Rigby was cast as the Red Queen. On May 10, 2013, ABC announced that it had greenlit the spin-off, as well as also announcing that John Lithgow would replace Reubens as the voice of the White Rabbit. On May 14, 2013, ABC announced that the spin-off will air in the Thursday night time slot instead of making it a fill-in for the parent series. "We really want to tell the story without having to worry about how to stretch it for 5 years," said Edward Kitsis. "This is not meant to be a 22-episode season. Whatever it ends up being, we'll have told a complete story." It was revealed in August at the TCA's summer press tour that, contrary to previous reports that more than 13 episodes were ordered straight out the gate, only the usual amount of 13 episodes had been ordered. Edward Kitsis and Adam Horowitz commented, however many we wind up doing this season, what we're planning to do is tell a kind of complete tale with a beginning, middle and end, and add it if it does well, and people like it, hopefully we'll come back and tell another adventure with this cast. At Comic-Con 2013, it was announced that former Lost star, Naveen Andrews, would be joining the cast as the villain Jafar. It was announced in September that Keith David and Iggy Pop would also be included on the cast, as the Cheshire Cat and Caterpillar respectively. Iggy Pop will be a replacement for Roger Daltrey, who voiced the character originally as a guest star on Once Upon a Time. Barbara Hershey reprised her role as the Queen of Hearts in one episode. Episodes, reception and ratings. Reviews for the show were generally favorable. The program has a 61/100 score on Metacritic based on 21 reviews. Mary McNamara of the Los Angeles Times gave the show a positive review and wrote, "There is plenty of theater, the good, the beautiful and the etc. Some of it is conjured by CG magic, and some by just good storytelling and performer chemistry, which Lowe and Soccer have in abundance. Add to that a smattering of witty dialogue, clever character twists and, of course, the Victor Goth steampunk look, and ABC has another shot at redefining the family hour." David Wiegand of the San Francisco Chronicle said that while the plot was a little overstaffed, he wrote that the special effects, crisp direction and high-octane performances keep us interested enough to follow Alice down the rabbit hole. Brian Lowry of Variety gave the show a mixed review by writing, "Wonderland is equally handsome as Once Upon a Time, but behind those virtual sets lurk many potential flaws. An appealing Alice certainly helps matters, but past performance reduces the likelihood of a fairy tale ending." Broadcast. In Canada, City simulcasted the ABC broadcast. It debuted in October. References. External links. Official website, Once Upon a Time in Wonderland at the Internet Movie Database, Once Upon a Time in Wonderland at TV.com.